Barach Row on the west coast of Scotland. This is the Aileach, 40 foot long and made entirely of wood. She's an exact replica of a 12th century Celtic galley. After months of preparation, the crew were making their final adjustments to their historic craft. They planned to sail her from Scotland to the Faroe Islands to retrace an ancient trading route of their ancestors. The expedition leader and first mate is Rory MacDonald. A former member of the British-American Cup team, he swapped his city clothes to recreate a bit of history.
We are sailing a galley. I mean, we could have sailed any other boat and it would have been easier. Why are we sailing a galley? Because our ancestors sailed galleys in the 12th century and the skills have been totally lost. Nobody has sailed a boat like this for 500 years. So to rediscover those skills is an incredible excitement for us.
The history of the galley is almost a forgotten page in Scottish history. The galleys were the workhorse of the island for roughly 400 years, from when the Vikings ceased to rule the isles in 1200 until the Scottish crown took over in 1600. So there were 400 years when the galley was the only method of ruling a huge kingdom of 25,000 square miles and 500 islands.
The chief of the kingdom came from the MacDonald clan. He was known as the Lord of the Isles. A few ruins are all that remains now of the MacDonald's once mighty island power. No galleys survived. The design for the Aileach was found in his church on Rodel in the Hebrides. The tombstone carving is so good that the shipwrights were able to recreate her hull dimensions and even the details of her rigging. The Aileach is named after a Celtic princess. Her skipper is Andrew MacDonald of Boisdale. He's an experienced transatlantic yachtsman and a direct descendant of the Lords of the Isles.
If you think back to the 12th century, they were a bit stronger, a bit more hardy than we are. And in reality, someone who was given the captaincy of these vessels in those days probably spent an apprenticeship of 12 years on galleys before he was allowed to take one out himself. I regard it as one of the riskiest and most demanding voyages I've undertaken.
Now, for a few memorable weeks, bankers, students and soldiers will forget their normal jobs and fulfill a dream, to bring alive a forgotten piece of Scottish history. The dangers ahead are part of the challenge.